channel, baby.
Yeah.
What it do, Hampton J family. Welcome back to the channel, baby.
Yes.
It's your boy Hav.
And your girl Jay.
And we back with another reaction video. Damn, man. All right, y'all. Welcome back to the channel, man.
Yes, welcome back.
Hope everybody enjoyed their weekend.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I know it went fast.
It did.
It definitely went fast for us. So I'm sure it went fast for y'all.
Okay, I just had a random thought.
What's that?
I think I was just a weird child. Very awkward, weird child. Because I just want to know if I'm the only one. When I was little and I would see somebody with like glasses or braces or a broken arm, but like with a cast, I wanted the glasses, I wanted braces, and I wanted a cast. Like I was very weird.
Comment down below if y'all wanted a cast without seeing somebody else have a cast and your one was not even broken.
I don't know why.
You know
Maybe it was for attention.
For attention, for the signatures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But what did I want the glasses and the braces for?
That I don't know.
No, I just,
yeah.
it looked cool to me, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
Am I the only one?
Well, I mean, I started smoking cigarettes when I used to see somebody smoke a cigarette to the butt, and they flip the back of the butt, and the cherry shoot out like kind of like a little block of the bullet.
Oh.
I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. No, for real. That's what made me start smoking.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I wanted to do that. So, but anyway, enough of that. Let's jump into a reaction, man. Let them know who we react to today.
We are reacting to meeting with Black Lives Matter.
This is Jesse Lee Peterson, by the way, y'all. So, meeting with the Black Lives Matter that almost turned physically violent.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, without no further ado, before we get into it, everybody else out there who has not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Yes.
Turn your post notifications on.
Yes.
Like and share this video.
You hear the helicopter? Okay, we get it. We get it.
All right, come on, man. Let's get it.
So you met with the Klansmen, you went to the rallies, and then you met with members of Black Lives Matter, which is worse than the KKK in my opinion. And it seemed like that meeting with them was worse than the meetings that you had with.
Wow.
I didn't even look at you.
He said it's worse than Black Lives Matter?
Right.
So Black Lives Matter, which is worse than the KKK in my opinion.
Wow.
And it seemed like that meeting with them was worse than the meetings that you had with the Klansmen. Did you get the same impression?
Yes.
And why was it harder?
You're referring to a scene in a documentary about me.
Yes.
Yeah. But now let's understand something. Black Lives Matter is not an organization per se. There's no headquarters. And then there are all these chapters of Black Lives Matter all over the country that they follow the policy that is created at the headquarters. All right. Black Lives Matter is a movement. And so there are no chapters, there are factions. And each little faction has their own little leader who does not answer to any president at the headquarters.
Yeah.
Like say, the Red Cross is an organization. The Boy Scouts of America is an organization. So wherever the headquarters is, there's a president there, there's a board, and they create policy and they disseminate that policy to all the chapters in the country. So the Red Cross in Brooklyn, New York operates the exact same way as the Red Cross in San Jose, California.
Right.
With Black Lives Matter, there is not that, okay? It's not centralized. So each one is operating on its own, autonomously. So as a result, you have some factions of Black Lives Matter that want to go around town and tear down statues and spray paint BLM all over the place and just and fight and carry on. And then you have some factions that want to sit down with the city or county legislature and say, hey, we need to address this problem. Can you write up a bill to pass a law to do this and do that?
I agree so far. I agree so far. You know what I'm saying? You have different sections, you know what I mean, of everybody trying to represent one brand, so to speak.
Right.
You know what I mean? for lack of terms, for better terms, I should say.
Down with the city or county legislature and say, hey, we need to address this problem. Can you write up a bill to pass a law to do this and do that? That's the way you do things. You sit down, you make proposals, you get the council people on your side, they write up the legislation, and you create a law. So there are factions that do that as well. So the faction that you saw in Baltimore, Maryland, was one of the more aggressive renegade type of faction.
Yeah.
But that's not all Black Lives Matter, because I've had at least 6 different factions of Black Lives Matter contact me and say, hey, we've been watching you. We appreciate what you're doing. Do you give workshops? Can you come teach us how to do what you do? And then there are other factions that attack me and try to rip me a new one,
Yeah. With that particular group that you met on the documentary and you were having a conversation, were you able to get through before the conversation ended or during the conversation? Were you able to get through to them at all?
Well, yes and no. Yes and no, okay? What you saw in the documentary, which is called Accidental Courtesy, you saw 8 minutes
right.
Of that contention. I felt that it was very important to show that, because people think that Black people are monolithic, that we all believe the same thing, we all get along, we all, believe in the exact same thing. That's not true. Just like white people and anybody else, everybody has differences of opinions. Right. I have my supporters, I have my detractors. Those were my detractors, okay? Now, that scene, that scenario, it went on for almost an hour, and it almost became physically violent.
Wow.
Okay, it almost became physically violent. But, we couldn't show a whole hour, right. So I wanted to keep that in there to show, hey, racism, nobody has a monopoly on it. It's everywhere, with every different color, all right? About a year later, after the movie came out, those same people reached out to me and said, hey, we've been seeing you. We don't agree with everything, you say, but we understand some of the things that you're doing. We want to get together and talk. I said, okay. So I went to Baltimore. I had dinner with them. We sat down, we talked, we agreed on different things, and we agreed to work together. And we started working together. And then one of the 3 people, the older gentleman, he reverted. He fell off the wagon and reverted back to the way he was in the movie.
Yeah.
So he couldn't get his head around.
That's amazing. And so what's wrong with the Blacks?
Well, the Blacks, which Blacks in particular? Those Blacks?
The Blacks that, those that are now leading in our government, they're congressmen and women, and they're police chiefs and mayors and city council. And then you have the ones out on the streets robbing and raping and killing and carjacking. And
I would say the same thing is wrong.
What is causing that in them?
The same thing that is causing what you're just describing in white people or in Hispanic people.
But the Blacks seem to be leading the way, especially fewer in numbers in this country, but they are leading the way to destruction. Why don't they get a hold of themselves and say, well, what I'm doing is wrong. Maybe I can't help it, or maybe I don't understand. But what is wrong with them that as individuals, they won't pull aside and question the action? I will always question my actions so I can understand, right? Why don't they do that?
For one thing, I think a reason why anybody doesn't do that is lack of education, lack of discipline. All right. So, I think as a society, when I say we, I mean Americans, Black, white, Native, whatever. All right. We spend too much time saying, well, I'm not my brother's keeper. Yes, we need to be our brother's keeper. You mentioned Jesus Christ earlier in this conversation. Did Jesus Christ not hang out with the lepers, the prostitutes, the beggars, and whatever else?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we need to do. Okay, we need to show the light.
So you're saying that those Blacks need a hug?
Yeah, everybody needs a hug.
And so it wasn't like
I need a hug, man.
It wasn't like this growing up, though. When I was growing up, I grew up in Alabama on a plantation. My parents, their parents, everybody worked it. But Blacks were more individuals, family-oriented. The parents taught us how to work and be responsible, taught us to be ready to leave home at 18, go out in the world and deal with it. And we were not blaming the whites or crying racism or any of those things. And that seemed to be the theme of the day. And for 32 years, I've been trying to get the blacks, and not all, but most, to look, pull away from the crowd, know thyself, so you can have a life. You don't have to go along with all that. But they're refusing to do it. Many are.
Well, it's a shame that, now when you say the blacks, you're talking in particular about American blacks, because I can tell you, blacks who come over here from Africa, they're a different story.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay? And what is the difference? One of the differences is between American blacks and African blacks. All right? African blacks have intact families. Families take care of each other. And they come over here and work and send money back home, and et cetera, et cetera. Many black kids today, and even for the past decades, were raised by their grandmothers, raised in single family, by their mother. The father was gone somewhere. We don't have as many nuclear black families, black American families, as white people do, all right, or black Africans do. And part of that comes from slavery. We were bought and sold on the courthouse steps. Families were separated. So we don't have that nuclear history of being together. Like, you and I come from West Africa somewhere.
I came from Alabama.
Well, you came from Alabama, but your ancestors came from West Africa. Okay? I lived in West Africa, man. I've been to Gorée Island. I lived 2 hours from Gorée Island, where the slaves came. All right? What's my last name? My last name is Davis. All right? Davis is a Welsh name. It comes from Wales in the UK. I can't go to West Africa and find somebody named Davis, because that was not my ancestors' names. So you see, even my name was changed. But if your name was McDonald, you can go to Ireland or Scotland and find some McDonalds who your third cousin removed or whatever, right? So our families were ripped apart. So we don't have that sense of cohesiveness that we should have. And I think, once you explain that and people begin to understand that, then you work towards bringing that back.
But if it was because of slavery, why didn't my parents and their parents, why were they so close as families? And the people are around, they have families, and they taught us to work. And
my parents,
I was under Jim Crow law, right? I grew up under that.
Yeah.
Why did slavery affect that generation? Why did it skip over that generation into this generation?
Well, that's the same thing as why do I have diabetes and one of my parents didn't have it? It skipped a generation. Things like that happen.
Whoever that guy was, Daryl Davis, he made some really good valid points.
Right.
Some really, really good valid points.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? He answered that question pretty good, actually, as far as, what's wrong with blacks, the ones out there killing, murdering, raping, things like that. It starts with the household.
Right.
I feel the same exact way. I feel it starts with the household, two-parent household, mother and father. Father got to be leading a certain type of way. Now, in all cases, that don't mean that the child will still end up great.
Right.
And doing great things. You still have those ones who was raised in a two-parent household, nice middle-class homes and good schools and stuff like that, but they still off and go do dumb stuff. So,
influenced.
Yeah, easily influenced. Those are the ones with easily influenced, or they can have some mental health issues that don't nobody know about. You understand what I'm saying? So, but, for the most part, man, that was a very interesting little interview right there. Hopefully a lot of people got a chance to see that because, like I said, that guy, Daryl Davis, he made some really, really good key points in my personal opinion.
Right, he did.
Watching it. So, what you think?
I agree.
Yeah? Anything you want to touch on about this one?
No, it's pretty
self-explanatory. Okay. Well, let us know what y'all thought about it, man. Comment down below. We love y'all, man.
Yes, we do.
You made it this far. Make sure you smash the like button.
Yes.
And let us jump into some shout-outs.
Okay, first shout-out goes to 424 Stormy Girl. What's up, 424 Stormy Girl?
424 Stormy Girl. Shout out to you. Hope you definitely enjoyed that reaction. Let us know what you thought about it.
Yes.
If y'all a Lakers fan, I feel sorry for y'all because y'all going home. Guaranteed.
Second shout out goes to Tanya. What's up, Tanya?
Tanya, what's going on with you? Shout out to you. Hope you definitely enjoyed that reaction. And also, hope you're not a Lakers fan because if you are, y'all going home. But anyway, we love y'all, man.
Yes, we do.
Peace.
Peace.